5 decades after the final flight of NASA's legendary Saturn V moon rocket. The U.S. Space Agency is poised to launch its most powerful rocket yet Monday for a critical, long overdue test flight, sending an unpiloted Orion crew capsule on a 42-day voyage around the moon. Running years behind schedule and billions over budget, the first Space Launch System (SLS) rocket is finally ready for blastoff from Pad 39B at the Kennedy Space Center on Monday. Forecasters are predicting a 70% chance of good weather. Orion is going farther from Earth than any other human vehicle. Orion will fly further than the 3 astronauts of Apollo 13, who flew a slightly modified trajectory around the moon in 1970 and as a result, swung into deeper space than the other Apollo missions. The spacecraft will fly for more than a month. Depending on when it launches, Orion will be in space for somewhere between 39 and 42 days. For example, launches on August 29th or September 5th would result in a 42-day mission, but a September 2nd liftoff would begin a 39-day flight. The agency wants to test its spacecraft to its limit to make sure it is very ready for humans, to the extent where officials said it would be go to push to failures that would not be acceptable with a human on board. The rocket has never launched before. SLS is the most powerful rocket ever built and has never left Earth's gravity before. The core stage is more than 200 feet or 61 meters tall and towers over 2 boosters. That stage will use 730,000 gallons or 2.76 million liters of supercooled liquid hydrogen and liquid oxygen to power the engines. The first solar-powered human spacecraft will fly to the moon. While humans have used solar power in space before, it has been in the cozy confines of Earth orbit using the International Space Station. The Apollo moon astronauts, working in the 1960s and 1970s, used fuel cells as their primary power source. Orion will change this dynamic by using solar power close to the moon. A service module, provided by the European Space Agency, has a mandate to provide oxygen, water, and power to the Orion spacecraft. All of this will be provided by electricity converted from any energy that 3 solar arrays collect from our Sun. The mission will end with a super speedy splashdown. Orion's wild mission will end with an equally wild re-entry. The spacecraft will first need to get rid of its service module as it draws near Earth to run off of batteries during the re-entry and splashdown phase. Coming back to Earth starts at about 400,000 feet or 122,000 meters and will be very fast, compared with typical missions in low Earth orbit. The spacecraft will crash into our atmosphere at roughly 24,500 miles per hour or 39,500 kilometers per hour. Temperatures on the spacecraft exterior will get as high as 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit or 2,800 degrees Celsius. Orion will cruise through the sound barrier over the Pacific Ocean, giving teams an indication that it's almost ready for splashdown. It will deploy a protective thermal cover, then pop out drogues and parachutes to slow down. By the time it splashes down, it should have achieved a speed of 0 from a previous one of 32 times the speed of sound. Are you excited for Artemis I mission? Let us know in the comments. Like and subscribe for more videos like this.